This month of July is going to be a month of interesting positive energy with a mix of some challenging retrogrades, a lot of planetary ingresses. We are really kicking into retrograde season from July onwards with a Mercury shadow kicking in towards the middle of the month. So July is going to be a month of revisiting a lot of energy that has been coming up for us throughout the beginning of this year, looking at it and looking where we need to work on, where we need to move on from, and looking at any old challenging wounds that might be coming up for us, our mental health and our physical health, and just working through our emotional journey or our emotional healing during this month, or starting to revisit this will be really key towards the end of the month when Chiron stations retrograde. Chiron is a huge player this year, especially with the North Node in Aries and the eclipse is happening in quite conjunction with Chiron. So this retrograde station will be quite heavy and feeling quite personal, as opposed to previous retrograde stations with Chiron being in Aries for some time now. Along with the new moon in Cancer, we have a second full moon in Capricorn. So whatever was coming up for us at the end of last month is likely going to be revisited with this anaretic degree full moon in Capricorn, which looks quite intense but positive. So overall, this month of July will be an interesting mixed bag of energy. So if you'd like to see where this will be happening in your chart, keep on watching. Hi, I'm Alex, and if you're new here, I'm an astrologer based in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And on my channel, I like to break down the monthly energies that are happening throughout the cosmos and how they will be affecting you based on your rising sign. Of course, you can watch this video for your sun, moon, and rising to get a full picture of what this month has in store for you. If you'd like to connect with me and work with me one-on-one, you can click the link in my Instagram bio, which will take you to my website, www.venusandvirgoastrology.com. There I have an array of different digital readings, which range from looking at your natal chart placements and breaking down all of the different energies, strengths, and areas of challenge in your birth chart, along with looking at some basic transits that are happening for you at the moment, moving forward into a solar return reading, which is one of my most popular readings, along with my career readings, as I am a career astrologer. That is something that I like to specialize in. So if that is of interest to you, pop over to my website. I do have a sale on currently. While this video is live, my sale will still be live. So if you're interested in booking a reading with me, definitely check out my website and send me an email if you have any questions. venusandvirgoastrology@gmail.com. So to preface this video, I will be using New Zealand Standard Time, so the dates might be one day slightly ahead than where you are based, so please calculate this based on where your location is and just take that into note. With all the dates I'm saying, it might be slightly a day before than the date I'm saying, because it's based in New Zealand Standard Time. Let's get into this month of July's energy. On the 2nd of July, we have Neptune stationing retrograde at 29 degrees and 56 minutes of Pisces. Now, this is an interesting retrograde station because Neptune is a far out planet. This is more of a collective energy. However, we will still feel this on a personal level. So with Neptune stationing retrograde, it's like the illusionment is dissolving. The veil is lifting for a quick period of time. Well, not quick, but for a certain period of time where we can sort of see behind the illusion. Maybe the facade is breaking down. I feel like on a collective level, we may see some spiritual or some sort of collective energy that maybe we once subscribed to or believed in. We're going to start seeing the cracks or the things that maybe weren't so visible before. Things are going to come up to the surface for us to revisit and review. This is a very personal energy. So if you have been on a bit of a spiritual journey yourself, especially with Saturn now retrograde in Pisces, there's a lot of retrograde energy in the Pisces area of your chart, which we will look into in the next half of the video. But there's a lot of revisiting, restructuring, It's going to be a big energy this month, but it is kicking off with a retrograde station of Neptune in Pisces. This is allowing us to maybe course correct or readjust our dreams and how we're going to achieve them. It might take us on a bit of a different path than we maybe thought we were going on, or maybe a bit of a different spiritual journey than we had imagined, but it is for the greater good. On the second, we also have Mercury in Cancer trine Neptune retrograde in Pisces. So maybe we're able to communicate or tap into our spirituality and creativity. Maybe we're feeling those blocks melt away. We're able to really tune in and listen to the advice that maybe others are giving us. We're maybe more receptive to receiving advice or opinions or just some sort of guidance in some way that maybe hadn't been able to come through to us before, and maybe was a bit less able to, when maybe we weren't able to comprehend this information before, but it's a lot clearer now. Something is hitting now that wasn't hitting before in terms of communication or ideas, or just even just our self-talk. Maybe we're starting to talk to ourselves in a much more nurturing way. We're maybe being a bit more kinder to ourselves and those around us. On the 3rd of July, we have Mercury moving into Leo. Now, this energy is a wonderful transit for Mercury. Mercury is very, very proud and loud in Leo. If you're wanting to do any public speaking, or if you've got any, study or sort of you want to tell some stories, you want to get into storytelling, you want to make some YouTube videos, it's great time to make any videos if you're wanting to talk about things or present things in a certain way. This is a really confident transit. We may be feeling able to communicate and express ourselves and talk about ideas or plans in a way that we're feeling a lot more confident, and it's received in a lot more confident way. People are more confident in our abilities around the 3rd and 4th throughout the month of July, really, while Mercury is in Leo. This is a nice energy because it will make some positive trines to our North Node, and just some really positive energy for us going forward from the last couple of months. So it maybe felt a little challenging, especially with Mercury coming out of that last retrograde period. Then on the 3rd, we also have the Sun in Cancer squaring both the nodes. So the nodes, we're having a bending of the nodes with the Sun. So this energy is challenging. It's maybe we've got into this point where we're like, where are we going? Where are we headed? This is this energy of overcoming some sort of challenge to do with where we're wanting to move on, these goals and steps we're wanting to take to get to where we want to be, things we need to let go of. Maybe we're feeling ready to let go of these, or we're having some sort of obstacle come up, so we have to overcome this in a certain way. Maybe some relationships, we're like, now we're finally ready to face this challenge. It's come to a head. It's not able to be ignored any longer. We're really needing to face this and move on from it. And on the 3rd, we also have Venus in Cancer trine Saturn retrograde in Pisces. This is a nice energy for maybe revisiting some challenges that it could be coming up, some internal boundaries we might have been putting on ourselves, and how we show our affections to others, or how we're spending money. If we're having any money issues or financial troubles come up, this could be a nice energy to sort of smooth that over. And then we also have Mercury in Leo opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. So this is a challenging energy for us to express ourselves. We may be feeling too confident. We may be feeling overly confident in our abilities, and maybe taking on too much, taking on more than maybe what we can chew, so to speak. We may be feeling like we're overcommitting, or just feeling some sort of pressure on us in some way. Maybe we're feeling like we need to talk about things that have been hurting us, or needing to revisit things that have been hurting us in some way to overcome them. Maybe we're ready to talk about things. It's a challenging opposition, and it's a very fixed energy. So we may be feeling a little stubborn. We may be feeling like we don't really want to face this, but it's coming up for us to look at regardless. Then on the 6th of July, we not only have the new moon, but we have Mars in Taurus, sextile Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So we're feeling maybe inspired to take slow and steady action to work on, or to put into play these restructuring, this revisiting of energy that we're needing to put forth in our life to sort of move on and set ourselves up for success. I always use Saturn as setting ourselves up for success in the long run, because Saturn is the planet of karma. What we do now with the Saturn transit will be reflected on in months and years to come. So maybe we're feeling inspired to take grounded, practical action to achieve the goals that Saturn retrograde is kind of showing us, like, hey, this isn't working. This is how we can restructure it and revisit it. And now we're feeling inspired to take action on the things we need to do and make those plans we need to make. So this new moon will be happening on the 6th of July, and it will be happening at 14 degrees and 23 minutes of Cancer. This Cancer new moon to me feels restorative. It feels healing. There's a lot of positive energy happening around the time of this new moon, although a lot of challenging energy at the same time. We still have the sun and moon squaring the nodes, so we're having a little bit of this challenge, challenge we need to overcome around the time of this new moon. Maybe we're feeling like we need to rest and retreat a little to really set ourselves up to really take stock and take note of how far we have come and where we need to be going. There's a lot of positive energy. There's a lot of positive water energy happening right now. There is a lot of retrograde energy at the same time too, happening around the time of this new moon. But this new moon all up feels really restorative. It feels really healing. We have a challenging square to Chiron, who will be stationing retrograde in a couple of weeks. So it's kind of in that retrograde shadow period a little bit around the time of this new moon. So whatever is coming up for us to heal and look at, and where we needing to observe that needs a little bit more work, that we need to do a little bit more healing around, could be revisited again when Chiron stations direct. So pay attention to what's coming up for you right now. Where is this energy happening? What is coming up that needs to be revisited? Is it to do with relationships? Is it to do with finances? Is it to do with the home? I feel like this energy of this new moon is a lot to do with family, the home, our friendships, and how we nurture ourselves and those around us. At the time of this new moon, we may have some difficult conversations that need to be had with this Mercury and Pluto opposition, or it could be a lot of internal dialogue, how we speak to ourselves, how would our mental chatter. Is this helping us, or is this hindering us? Are we overly confident when we should be a little bit more humble? Are we too humble when we should be confident in talking about our skills and abilities and things that we know and are ready to share with others? What is coming up this time? Is it coming up to move on from and heal from, or is it coming up to, no, I really should be putting myself out there. I'm holding myself back too much. I'm not putting my skills and ability out there a lot. Maybe a theme of, you're your own worst enemy when it comes to how you're going to put yourself out there, or are you holding yourself back? Are you not living up to your full potential? These could be things that could be coming up for you around the time of this new moon. There's a big energy of feeling stuck, feeling stagnant. We're wanting to go forth. We're feeling excited and positive. We've got Jupiter recently moved into the sign of Gemini. We're feeling like there's so much opportunity and abundance of things that we want to really dive into. We're feeling really inspired to let go of things that we're feeling are holding us back and really put energy and move into things that are feeling really expansive and feeling really new and exciting in an area of our life that we're really wanting to put a lot of time and energy into, to really get that part of our lives going. This is coming up at the same time as this energy of feeling stuck and stagnant. So there's this duality happening right now, which is really a spot on with the Neptune and Saturn retrogrades in Pisces. Pisces is the sign of duality, along with Gemini, with Jupiter, the ruler of Pisces, in Gemini, another sign of duality. So there's this two realities happening at once that may be feeling like they're tugging us in either way around the time of this new moon. So feeling like you want to retreat or spend time in your own space and energy is really important around the time of this new moon. We do need to remember this new moon is in a cardinal sign. So we're feeling possibly like we're wanting to take action and really go, especially with Mercury and Leo. We're maybe wanting to really put out all these brilliant new ideas and inspiration that we've had coming through. But this isn't really the time. This is the time to take stock and take note of what's coming up for us. We've got Mars and Uranus and Taurus in a close conjunction around the time of this new moon. Mars will be moving into Gemini in a couple of weeks around the time of the full moon. So whatever's coming up now might be revisited or really be of importance around the time of the full moon when Mars ingresses into Gemini. There's this unexpected action that we may be wanting to take, or this unexpected passion that we might have for things to do with our family, our finances, our home. Something is coming up that we're feeling inspired to do, but it feels like it might not quite be the right time just yet. It's a great time to put down ideas, to think about and plan things, but maybe not so much take action on them just yet. But it's good to sort of plant those seeds and that intuition to what areas in life that you want to invest more time and energy into, and how you're going to sort of show the world and put out there things that are going to make an impact on others. I think this is really important too, especially with this Mercury opposition to Pluto. Pluto is all about the impactful energy on the collective. So what are we going to do, and how we're going to express and share these ideas and these plans that we have may be really impactful for those around us. And this is the energy we're wanting to lean into and really express and go forth with. So overall, this new moon is a wonderful time to tune into the intuition and energies and just insights that are coming through to you right now. What are the downloads that you had last month with that Mercury Cazimi in Gemini? This is sort of putting into place that energy and sort of sowing the seed, so to speak, from the energy that maybe came up for endings around the time of that full moon in Capricorn, the end of last month. So what energies are coming up for you right now? How can you sort of take note and plan to go forth ahead in the upcoming months with this new information and insights that are coming through to you? Especially with this Neptune recently stationed retrograde, we may be feeling like we're receiving new information that wasn't available to us before. Then on the 8th of July, we have Venus in Cancer, sextile Uranus in Taurus. This is a lovely energy because we may be feeling like we're unexpectedly getting attention or receiving attention, or giving it, like, able to feel more like we're able to express or share that nurturing attentiveness to others around us. Maybe we're feeling like we might be receiving some unexpected financial sort of assistance or help in some way, shape, or form, or just some unexpected just opportunity might come forth and through to us, because it is a really positive transit, especially with Venus in Cancer involved. I really like this date. It's like expect the unexpected when it comes to if you're going on a date, or if you're dating, or if you're single, if you're in a relationship. This could be an interesting energy. You might feel a bit more loved up, or feel a bit more seen by others than usual. On the 9th of July, we have Mercury in Leo sextile Jupiter in Gemini. I like this energy for thinking big with your ideas, maybe really putting yourself out there. If you've got a public speaking event, or if you're thinking about, tuning into your fine-tuning your public speaking in some way, if you're wanting to film some videos or a podcast, I like this energy. This energy is like go big or go home, with this really confident energy with Mercury and Leo, and this really expansive energy of Jupiter and Gemini. I really like this energy. If you have any sort of speaking arrangements, this is a very positive date to do so. We also have Mercury and Leo trine the North Node in Aries and sextile the South Node in Libra. So whatever energies you're putting forth, you're taking action on, they're really positively supported. You might feel like this is the start of something big. This might be the start of you sort of putting your energy into a new project, or putting your energy into a new situation, or just communicating in some way that is really well received. And any sort of challenging conversations that you might need to have will likely turn out quite positive, especially with the sextile to the South Node. On the 10th of July, we have Jupiter in Gemini sextile the North Node in Aries and trine the South Node in Libra. Again, a really positive date. It could be a bit too much, too much positive energy. Again, with Jupiter, anything it touches, it can be too big, too much, too intense. So just keep that in mind over the next couple of days with the 9th and 10th, with Jupiter making some positive aspects to some really personal angles and planets. So it's just really important to sort of keep yourself grounded and keep yourself in check, not going too big or too fast too soon. So yeah, on the 10th, we've got some positive energy coming through to maybe feel expansive and tune into what sort of changes that you want to make in your life and what might be happening for you on a sort of how you can communicative level, or maybe just expanding your horizons in some way. The 11th of July, we have the Sun in Cancer trine Saturn retrograde in Pisces. This is a positive transit. We might be feeling like we can take some serious action or make some serious decisions, or some more challenging energy that had been feeling quite restrictive or quite heavy. It's like be feeling a little bit lifted around the 11th of July. On the 12th of July, we have Venus moving into Leo. Now, Venus in Leo is all about romance. It's romantic. It's like this energy. If you're a natal Venus in Leo, you know this energy. So happy Venus return to all of my Venus in Leo natives that are watching. So Venus in Leo is all about cherishing relationships. We're like they're feeling really generous, really positive, really inspired, and just really energized with Venus in Leo. It's a really positive transit. I really like this energy leading into Leo season, my personal favorite season. So this energy is a really interesting energy for us as a collective and us as an individual level. I feel like this is a lot more expansive and intense in some sort of way with Venus being in Leo. Venus in Leo is a hopeless romantic energy. Again, we're feeling really generous, really positive, really just able to nurture and put our time into relationships that really light us up and help us feel creative. There's a wonderful creative energy, a wonderful energy for any contests, any beauty pageants, anything to do with drama or theatrics. If that's something of interest to you, this is a wonderful transit to invest in that and to maybe take more of that on in your life. But all over, this is a wonderful transit for just really leaning into our relationships, leaning into our friendships, and just having fun and being creative and inspired in some way. Before Venus moves into Leo, Venus in Cancer will trine Neptune retrograde in Pisces. So any disillusionment or illusionment that we might have around our relationships, if we're feeling confused or have been feeling confused, this may give us that insight or that clarity that we've been needing. Any insight into our finances or our home life or our family that we're really unsure of what's sort of happening, or feeling confused or not sure where to go or where to take a certain situation. This might provide us with the clarity or creative insight that we need to then apply it with Venus moving into Leo on this day. So this energy is a positive energy. So maybe feeling some creative insights, maybe really feeling into some relationships that might have been a little bit confusing. We're maybe getting that insight or that download into that clarity that we have been seeking. On the 13th of July, we have Venus and Leo opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. I feel like this is a little bit of a intense, potent, explosive transit in some way. I feel like there's a little bit of power play when it comes to our relationships in some way. We might be feeling a little drained or a little like we're over giving or overdoing it when it comes to our relationships. Maybe we're feeling like we're going too over the top. Maybe we're feeling like we're giving too much of ourselves and we're needing to retract it a little bit. It's about balancing that energy from spending time and investing in ourselves and investing into others. So maybe we feel like we're overdoing it around the 13th of July, or we're finally realizing that we've done too much and it's now time to create that balance and withdraw a little bit. Or maybe we're needing to invest in our relationships a bit more and we have been a little bit too selfish in some way. So it's finding that balance around the 13th of July. And on the 16th of July, we have Mars and Taurus conjoining Uranus and Taurus. So again, we had a little bit of an insight into this around the time of the new moon, and over the last week, we've been feeling this energy build. So it's finally here. This is an unexpected intensity. It's a challenging energy because Mars is one of our malefic planets. So it is more of a unexpected challenge or unexpected thing we need to overcome. It could be to do with our resources or our finances or our relationships in some way. It could be to do with how we're sort of feeling grounded or feeling safe and secure in some way. Maybe our stability or our foundation in our life is kind of feeling a little shaky. So this is a bit of a challenging energy. So just be conscious around the 16th. Mercury's shadow period is also active around this date. So anything that has come up for you or is coming up for you around this time will likely be revisited when Mercury stations retrograde and moves back to this degree in this part of your chart. So just be conscious about what's coming up. It's likely going to play out over the next few weeks, months, and it will likely be revisited again too. So just to be conscious of maybe doing too much on this date. There could be some unexpected sort of rage or anger potentially. So just be cautious around the 16th of July. On the 19th of July, we have the Sun in Cancer sextiling Uranus in Taurus. I like this energy for taking maybe an unexpected risk or unexpected chance on ourselves. This is again with Uranus, it's an unexpected planet. It's the planet of unexpected. It's the planet of rebellion. Maybe we're feeling like we're wanting to be a little bit rebellious and go against the grain or go against something that we are totally over now. We're ready to move on from. Maybe this is giving us an unexpected boost of creative insight or energy, or just sort of some sort of download or some sort of assistance in some way that is helping us to really finally take the plunge and take the move. The Sun in Cancer is not the most open to risk. So it is a little bit more taking it a little bit more slow, not so steady, but more so calculated and slow. It is still a cardinal energy. So it's this cardinal fixed energy of maybe we're ready to finally take that step, finally take that risk, finally take that that next step in our journey that we needed to go on, that we needed to sort of look at and observe in some way. It's very personal. We might be feeling like there's maybe just some unexpected news or unexpected thing that comes up for us around the 19th of July. On the 19th of July, we also have Venus in Leo, trine the North Node in Aries, and sextile the South Node in Libra. So this is a wonderful energy for investing in your relationships. If you're wanting to really do something positive and fun around the 19th, this will likely be really harmonious to do with your relationships. It might open up some new possibilities or new doors or just new energy that you've been wanting to call in. Maybe you're really feeling ready to let go of a relationship that might have been holding you back in some way, maybe ready to just, cut the cords, cut the ties in a positive, like really kind way. And maybe we're feeling really more inspired to invest in relationships or our relationship with ourselves in a fun and creative way that allows new, maybe friendships or other level of your relationship to unfold or and be obvious in some way, shape, or form, or a new relationship to come in some way that could be unexpected, especially with the Sun in Cancer sextiling Uranus and Taurus on the same date. There's something unexpected but positive happening around this date for us. Then on the 21st of July, we have a few energies. We have the full moon, but we also have Mars in Taurus sextiling Neptune retrograde in Pisces before it moves into Gemini. So with Mars and Taurus sextiling Neptune retrograde in Pisces, again, this is maybe we're receiving some insights or downloads or creative energy in some way that we're maybe ready to take on to propel us forward, that we're ready to take action on. Similar to with the Venus in Cancer trine the Neptune retrograde in Pisces energy, we're likely receiving some sort of information that we may not have been privy to before that maybe is assisting us on our journey. Then Mars will move into Gemini. Mars in Gemini, it's a little bit challenging in the way that we might not feel like we have one clear motive or one clear sort of journey ahead of us, or one clear sort of this is what I'm doing and this is how I'm doing it. With Mars and Gemini, it's a very versatile and flexible energy, but we might not be feeling very focused or determined or sort of set clear on which path we're wanting to take. This is a great energy for diversifying interests. So if you're wanting to put your energy into lots of little different things at once, this is a wonderful transit to do so. It's great for planning strategies and diversifying our energy into different areas, especially if we're needing to get lots of different things done. This is a wonderful energy. We're likely feeling inspired to do that. Mars in Gemini is very much about using words as your strength, and using the mind mind and your knowledge is your weapon. So this is very much a mental clarity and a mental transit, whereas opposed to Mars in Taurus was a very grounded, slow, steady, earthy body transit. This is very much a mind. We might be feeling really invigorated to do lots of different things at once. We might be feeling really inspired to study or to take to maybe sever ourselves from some study that doesn't light us up anymore. This is a really inspired to learn and to just develop different areas in our lives all at once. The last time Mars was in Gemini was August of 2022 and didn't move out of Gemini until March of 2023. So have a think back to when Mars was in Gemini and what was coming up for you around this time. This might be a cycle that has kind of come up to an end or has come up and been like, this time, during that time, I was in a very different phase of my life, but it was also kind of similar-ish to what I'm in now, and maybe in a different, more positive way. Maybe we took the action that we needed to take around that time when Mars was transiting your Gemini house, which we will touch back into in this next half of this video. But have a think about what maybe came up for you around then and could give you an insight to what this transit, not as long as that transit, but there could be some energy that is similar around this date of the 21st. And on the 21st, we have the second full moon in Capricorn, which is happening at the anaretic degree of 29 degrees and 9 minutes of Capricorn. So this full moon, to me, it is challenging, but it's positive. It's not a super positive energy, but it is still really positive in different ways. So there's a lot of trine energy happening. Obviously, with a full moon, it's a time of reflection and letting go. It's a time of culmination. There's something that's coming to a head, something that's coming to fruition that we've been working on since the new moon phase. So at the time of this full moon, we do have Neptune and Saturn both retrograde, coming to a close conjunction. They're within the 10-degree orb, so they are sort of in a wide conjunction, so to speak, in Pisces. Both are also forming a strong trine energy to the sun and a sextile energy to the moon, both at 29 degrees of Cancer and Capricorn. So there's this interesting energy of maybe something's dissolving within our lives that we're needing to restructure and put into place. Maybe that something has really changed. We've had some new insights or some new downloads or some new reflections come to the surface during the past couple of weeks, or when Neptune stationed retrograde, we're finally starting to see the bigger picture. Something is positively needing to change in our lives or positively coming to fruition in our lives that needs to be put into place in order to set ourselves up for the long term. There's something that's needing to be, some foundation in our lives is needing to be changed or restructured in a positive way that's going to really assist us in moving forward. At the time of this full moon, we have Mercury in Leo squaring Uranus in Taurus. So there's this challenging conversation that we're maybe needing to have. Maybe there's some challenging sort of things that are coming up that we're needing to work through. Maybe that we're just having some sort of, people aren't really taking what we're saying or how we're communicating in a way that feels good. Maybe there's some unexpected challenge that is coming up for us to overcome. We do also have Mars that has just ingressed into Gemini, and it is sort of in this orb of conjunction to Jupiter. So there's maybe some explosive energy around the time of the full moon. Something is really coming. It's like, I feel like there's something has been building for a long time and it's finally come to a head. This is the energy I feel around this full moon. So Chiron in Aries has also been squaring both the sun and the moon, forming this T-square. It's not super strong, it's not a degree based, but it is within the realm of this T-square happening. So there's this aggravation that is coming to a head, especially with Chiron in its shadow retrograde period. Something is like really coming to a head, really coming to fruition for it. We really need to look at and observe some situation to do with our mental health, our physical health, or our healing journey is really coming to either an end, or we're really starting to see the root of it. Something that we're really observing that needs to happen, needs to change. This veil of illusion is dissolving. I feel like there's a lot of energy happening around this time. Mercury's going to station retrograde soon. We're in this retrograde shadow period. So again, whatever is coming up right now around the time of the full moon is going to be revisited. So overall, this full moon is feeling like a intensely positive healing full moon. I feel like whatever came up for us last Capricorn full moon is going to be like really intensified this Capricorn full moon. A lot of analytic degrees, so a lot of like final decision energy, a lot of things that are coming up to the surface that we're really needing to look at. We can't hide from them anymore. It's really coming up. It's really feeling really personal. This energy is really, it's a cardinal energy. It's a cardinal full moon. There's a lot of cardinal energy happening right now, along with a lot of fire energy. So things are happening quick and things are happening really intensely. There's like new beginnings that are coming, that we're seeing coming on the horizon, that we're maybe not really ready just yet, but we need to take action and we need to move into it. There's no stopping it. It's happening regardless, but we're really starting to maybe look at how we need to heal in order to have space or create space in our life to allow this energy to come in and allow these new beginnings and these new endings to sort of happen and come to fruition for us. Phew. So on the 22nd, moving on to the 22nd of July, it is Leo season. So happy birthday, happy solar return to all the Leo suns out there that are watching. It is officially the best season. Obviously, just kidding. My opinion, it is. So we have the sun in Leo. So with the sun in Leo, we're starting to feel a lot more inspired and invigorated, with maybe feeling more passionate, more creative. The sun is in its home sign. It's in alignment. It's really allowing us to tap into our creativity, to tap into that childlike energy that we all have within us. And it's just, I feel like this energy is really light. It's moving from being a really emotional, really nurturing, really deep energy of Cancer, moving into this light, fun, fixed sign of Leo that is really a child at heart. So lean into this energy we're feeling, lean into the inspiration that you're feeling around this transit, and use that energy to benefit you in a way that is going to help propel you forward in some way, shape, or form. At the time of the sun moving into Leo, we also have, just before the sun moves into Leo, we have the sun in Cancer trining Neptune retrograde in Pisces. So there's this positive energy when it comes to maybe receiving information, again, insights or downloads, or just something to do with our physical selves, our creativeness, our essence, our energy in general. Maybe we're feeling like information that we've been waiting on, or just observations that we've been making, these intuitive insights that we've been leaning into. It's finally coming clear. We're finally getting those answers that we've been waiting on. Then also on the 22nd of July, we have Mars in Gemini trining Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. We're maybe feeling inspired to take action that's going to help assist us with healing, help assist us with moving on in some way. Something's coming up to the surface for us to really look at with the Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. There's something that's needing to be, like I was talking about a few videos back, with this Pluto retrograde cycle. Something is coming up that we're really needing to heal and move on from in order to take in this new energy of Pluto in Aquarius. So this Pluto retrograde is helping us to see that, understand that, and how we can put this into action. This is going to be highlighted around the state of the 22nd, with Mars in Gemini forming a trine to Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And also on the 22nd, we have Mercury in Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus. This is a challenging energy. Kind of felt this energy around the full moon. So I've talked about it a little bit then, but this is a challenging energy in how we're expressing ourselves. We're not being maybe understood or heard or received in the way that we're wanting to be taken and heard and received in the communication that we're wanting to put forward. Maybe we're feeling a little bit sort of blocked or just sort of challenged in some way. We can't quite get what we're wanting to convey out in a way that's going to be received well. People are just not taking it. So there's something that's coming up around this date, so just be cautious of how you use your words, especially we are currently in the Mercury retrograde shadow period. So just kind of take that with a grain of salt and just double, triple check anything that you're sort of looking at, sending out, or communicating in some way. On the 22nd, we have Venus in Leo, sextile Jupiter in Gemini. I like this energy. It is a little bit of too much of a good thing. So maybe there's just a lot of Leo energy happening on the 22nd. So we might be just feeling like we're going too over the top, too OTT with what we're doing, saying, or how we're feeling on the 22nd of July. So just take that all with a grain of salt. Maybe just take a couple of moments to think about maybe what you're putting out there into the world before you hit send. There's a lot of intensity happening with Jupiter. Again, it expands everything it touches. So I feel like it's just putting this over the top energy, something big, maybe grandiose happening around the 22nd. So just to be conscious of that. This is a lovely energy for relationships. So if you're wanting to really indulge in either yourself or a relationship or your finances, maybe treat yourself a little bit, this is a nice energy on the 22nd of July. On the 23rd of July, we have the Sun in Leo opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Again, with that Mercury opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Maybe this is like re-emphasizing that energy, that transit that we have been having recently throughout the beginning of the month. Maybe this is re-looking at that. There's some sort of where, again, maybe investing too much into ourselves and not enough into others, or vice versa. We're needing to find this balance and this harmony between how we can do things that make us feel good and light us up on a soul level, but also give back to the community and humanity in some way. Then on the 26th of July, we have Mercury moving into its home sign of Virgo. Mercury in Virgo is all about the details. It's a detail-orientated transit. Mercury will have an extended stay in Virgo. Mercury will be in Virgo from the 25th to /26th of July until the 13th/14th of August, and then it will return again back to this degree placement on the 9th/10th of September, and then until the 26th/27th of September, when it will move out of Virgo and into Libra. So there is this extended stay of Mercury in Virgo, which is nice. Mercury does do really well in Virgo. It is not only its home sign, but it's also exalted in Virgo. So if you're needing to really get to the details of information or study or just communication in some way, or maybe really needing to dive into investigating or just really get clear on the information or the knowledge that you have and helping others in some way, this is a wonderful transit to do so. It's really about sort of how we're communicating and expressing ourselves. We're likely feeling like we can really be clear and concise and maybe a little bit succinct in the way we're communicating and expressing ourselves. However, we may have the tendency to be a little bit dry or too detail heavy and maybe too stuck in the weeds of the detail. It's important to look at the bit of a bigger picture with this transit of Mercury in Virgo. We're maybe getting too stuck on the finer details. We're not sort of thinking all like the whole picture. We're just sort of focusing on the things that are wrong and maybe not looking at what's going right. So just to be conscious of this energy in this transit as well. But Mercury is just about to station retrograde in another week, so we are deep in that Mercury retrograde shadow period. Also on the 26th of July, we have the Sun in Leo sextiling Mars in Gemini. So this is a nice energy if you're really wanting to take inspired action, or maybe feeling like we've got those details, we're feeling like equipped that we can communicate and express ourselves in a way that feels really good and really down to earth, really grounded, really practical. We may be able to take those next steps, maybe able to put that plan into process, put those wheels into motion in some way, shape or form from the 26th. Then on the 27th of July, we have Chiron stationing retrograde in Aries. So this is, again, Chiron is a huge player. It is an asteroid. It is a huge player this time while we've got the North Node in Aries. So it's going to really emphasize and really look at how we're healing ourselves, our mental state, our physical state. There's something that's coming up to the surface that we need to really heal and move on from. Again, we've already got this energy with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, but Chiron is really going to be pinpointing where we still need to do some healing in our lives. So pay attention to what comes up for you around the time of this stationing of Chiron being retrograde, and sort of see what could be coming up that you need to put some more time, energy, and focus into. Then on the 31st of July, we have the Sun in Leo trining the North Node in Aries and sextiling the South Node in Libra. So we may be feeling really creatively inspired to take that positive action that was maybe feeling a bit challenging with the Sun in Cancer squaring the nodes. This is a more positive trine energy. We've come out of that feeling stuck and stagnant energy. We're ready to move in to feeling like we can take that action, feeling really inspired to take that next step in our journey and take on those goals that we're wanting to achieve going forth. So let's move into the next part of the video. You can watch this for your sun, moon, and rising to get a full picture of what this month has in store for you. Aries and Aries rising. This month of July will be happening throughout your 4th and 5th houses, with an emphasis on home and family life, along with your creativity, your connection to what brings you joy, happiness, some hobbies, maybe some romantic partnerships, or even connections with children or children children in your life. So Neptune will be stationing retrograde in your Pisces 12th house, joining Saturn, who has recently stationed retrograde there for you. So there might be some revisiting of your connection to spirit or what's happening behind the scenes for you. If things have become unclear or a bit uncertain in some way, shape, or form, there may be some veil of some energy lifted in that area of your life. You may be some clarity or some downloads, or your dreams might become more intuitive or more clear and able to decipher than they might have been recently. The new moon in Cancer will be happening in your 4th house of home, family, and roots. So there may be some opportunities to call in some new energy in this area of life for you. You might be wanting to invest or to, make some plans or some sow the seeds of intention for maybe expanding your home or changing things up to do with your home, or just some family goals you might have that you might want to start planting those seeds of intuition around. With Venus moving into your 5th house of Leo, this is a wonderful energy for creativity, for calling in relationships, romantic relationships, or having some fun with your children if you have children in your life, but making some fun plans or activities that really help you tap into your inner child and creativity. This is also a wonderful energy for investing in your hobbies, things that bring you joy, maybe even a little bit of lottery. The 5th house is the house of gambling. So with Venus in your 5th house, this is interesting energy. So maybe pay attention to some unexpected wins of some sort that might come through to you. This is a very positive energy for that. Just really tuning in to what you find pleasurable in your life, really tuning in to what brings you happiness, to leaning into your joys and your relationships that really bring out that inner child within you and that creativity within you. The full moon will be happening in your Capricorn 10th house. So there could be some work opportunities or work projects that you might have been working on that are coming to fruition or coming to a head, so to speak. This might be the final sort of pass of everything, sort of like you've been working really hard in this area of your life, and maybe is coming to a head, coming to fruition. Something is coming to a close here that you have been working really hard on. Mars will be moving into your Gemini 3rd house, so you might be feeling really inspired to take action around how you communicate. If you're thinking of starting a business or starting a podcast or something like that, or any local travel, this could be a really awesome energy for that. You might be feeling really inspired to finally take the plunge and to finally lean into that area of your life and really take action there. You've got Jupiter recently moved into your 3rd house of Gemini, so there's a lot of luck and opportunity coming your way within this area of life. So maybe lean into that energy and see how far it can take you. Leo season will be happening in your 5th house. Your 5th house is going to be really lit up at the end of this month with the sun moving into your Leo 5th house on the 22nd of July. The Mercury will then move out of your Leo 5th house and in to your Virgo 6th house. So how you communicate and express yourself with work, you might be able to really fine-tune some finer details within your work environment. You might be feeling like you're wanting to study or to look at your daily routines or your health. How can you really invest in your health? How can you learn more about certain health ailments if you've had any ailments recently, or if you have any ailments to do with your health? This might be a really awesome time to learn more about different types of health exercises or exercises in general, or things to do with expanding your mindset, to do with your health, daily routines, and even just investing and learning about different types of working or working environments that will work best for you on a personal level. There's a lot of really positive energy here to do with work in general. So if you are someone that is very much involved in data or analytics or details within your work, this is a wonderful transit for you, as you'll be really clear and precise with this Mercury and Virgo transit. Mercury will be stationing retrograde in your 6th house of Virgo and moving into your 5th house of Leo from August into September. So just to be conscious of this area of your life, which we'll touch on in the next month's video. Chiron will then also be stationing retrograde in your Aries 1st house. So this could be some personal energy that could be coming up for you right now. This retrograde station might feel quite personal in some way, shape, or form. This has been a very personal, really healing year for you, Aries rising. There's likely been a lot of changes that is happening in your personal life to do with yourself. Maybe you're feeling really stepping into your power over these last 18 months. And this sort of energy will be really emphasized for you with this Chiron stationing retrograde, really looking how far you've come in your healing journey and some things that might still need to be worked on. Remember, we're always working on our healing. So this is an awesome time to really lean into what you need to heal within your life and really invest this time for you. So let's see what the cards have in store for you, Aries and Aries rising. Your wish is coming true. Celebrate your success. This is a nice energy. I feel like this is definitely very much that Jupiter in your third house of Gemini, which will form a nice sextile to your ascendant at some point. So I really like this energy for you sort of going big with your dreams or your inspiration. Maybe if you're wanting to learn or study, this is an awesome time to do so with Jupiter in your third house, which we did talk about last month. But yeah, your wish is coming true. Celebrate your success. So celebrate how far you've come and celebrate sort of what you've done and what you've achieved, especially with this Chiron stationing retrograde towards the end of the month. But all up for you, Aries rising. This is a wonderful month to focus on home and family, your children or your connection to children if you have children in your life, connecting to romantic partnerships or new relationships, and just really lean into this new healing energy for you on a personal level. Celebrate your successes, celebrate anything that's coming to an end for you career-wise, and just really focus on your home, family, some behind the scenes work that might be coming to the surface, but all up is very much a focus on your home and family this month. So for Taurus and Taurus rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your third and fourth houses. At the beginning of the month, there'll be a big focus on how you communicate and express yourself, along with some changes or challenges or some new information coming through to you to do with your connection to community, your hopes, dreams, and wishes, especially with Neptune stationing retrograde from the second in your 11th house of Pisces. This new moon in Cancer will be happening in your third house. So there's some sort of communication or local travel or connection with your extended family that could be on your mind right now. That could be something you're wanting to call in more of. That could be something that you want to plant those seeds of intuition around, sort of calling that into your life. Maybe you're thinking of some travel plans or some study of some sort that could be potentially something that you'll be interested in around that time, Taurus rising. So investing in that part of your life and planting those seeds of intuition around that Cancer new moon will be really key. Venus will be moving into your fourth house of home and family from the 12th of July onwards. So with Venus in your fourth house of Leo, I love this energy for your home and family life. If you're wanting to invest in your home, if you're wanting to invest in your space to make it feel more invigorating or inspiring or creative, or getting creative with your family, if you're really wanting to do some creative activities together, this is a wonderful transit to do so. Mercury will also be moving into your fourth house, so maybe expressing or communicating with your family in some way will feel really nurturing or invigorating or inspiring for you for this month ahead. The full moon in Capricorn will be happening in your ninth house of travel, international travel, higher law, higher study, astrology, and spirituality studies in general. So there could be something that's coming to fruition here. Maybe you've taken on some sort of higher study of some way. Maybe you're planning to do some travel. Your travel has finally come to fruition around the time of this full moon. So there's something that's coming up here that's coming to fruition for you, Taurus rising, especially with around the time of this full moon, with Mars moving in to your Gemini second house. There may be some sort of challenge or invigoration to do with making money, how you're calling in new streams of income or new income sources for you, especially with Jupiter now in your second house. There's some unexpected or positive expansion to do with your finances. It's quite an exciting time for you, Taurus rising, which is something that might not be the most welcomed. You probably like it to be a little bit more slow and steady and more practical and expected, being that fixed energy. But there's this maybe positive push to get you out of your comfort zone and to really put yourself out there in some way. From the 22nd, when the sun moves into your Leo fourth house, this is going to re-emphasize the focus on your home and family life and really energize this area in life for you. You might be feeling called to, instead of putting yourself out there so much, maybe withdrawing and retreating and maybe spending more time at home, really getting creative in the home and just making your home space feel really inspiring in some way. On the 26th of July, Mercury will move into your fifth house of Virgo, so communicating and expressing yourself to do with things that you feel really inspired about, that feel really creative to you, maybe really diving into some study or some organization to do with your home life or your family life or your relationships that might need some organizing in some way. This could be a really nice time to just really tune into this energy. Mercury will station retrograde in your fifth house next month, and that we'll go over that in the next month's video, but that will be an emphasis again on your fourth and fifth houses. The Chiron retrograde will happen in your 12th house of Aries. So there could be some hidden and subconscious energy that you need to really look at and heal from. There could be some Pay attention to your dreams. There could be some dreams that are maybe important to do with your healing or your mental health, or you might need to just withdraw and retreat for a little while to heal from things that maybe you're not quite healed from, or you can celebrate where you've come from within your healing. So let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you, Taurus rising. What energy will we need to focus on for this month ahead? Lesson, wisdom through mistakes. This is the one that popped out. So I like this energy. Again, I think this really tunes into that Chiron and North Node in Aries 12th house. So wisdom through mistakes, like wisdom through maybe taking that step that maybe you weren't quite ready to take yet, but it didn't feel good or it didn't work out as expected. But learning through that, it's the lesson along the way. It's not the destination, it's the journey. So what are the lessons you've learned along the way, even though wisdom that has come through for you from any mistakes? There's no such thing as a mistake. There's always just things along our journey that helps teach us different ways of working through things. So leaning into that energy of that Chiron retrograde might feel quite intense for you at the end of the month. So all up for you, Taurus rising. This is a month focusing on some study, local travel, maybe international travel, putting yourself out there in some way, shape, or form, and also a big focus on your home, family life, and your relationships. So for Gemini and Gemini rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your second and third houses. Neptune will be stationing retrograde in your 10th house of Pisces, joining Saturn, who recently stationed retrograde. So there is this energy of this veil lifting or this restructuring happening to do with your career and your public reputation in some way. The new moon in Cancer will be happening in your second house of finances, really emphasizing maybe these new restructuring or changes that you're making to your career and bringing in some maybe new sources of income or new streams of income for you to really lean and tune into. It's planting those seeds of intuition and taking those steps that you need to take to really bring that to a flourish and bring that to a head. How can you do so in ways that feel really inspiring and invigorating for you? Mercury and Venus will be moving into your Leo third house from the 3rd of July and on the 12th of July. So there will be an emphasis on your communication, how you express yourself, local travel. If you're wanting to put yourself out there and meet people, traveling locally or putting yourself out there to do with your local neighborhood could be a really nice way to meet a potential love interest of some sort. Getting creative, maybe putting your creative writing out there. It's likely that you are feeling inspired again to maybe share your writing or creative projects with the world, Gemini rising. So there could be some opportunities to do so. The full moon in Capricorn will be happening in your 8th house of finances. So something is coming to fruition here, maybe a new job opportunity, tax, debt, inheritance, or just some sort of intimacy around connection or money in some way is coming to fruition. You're overcoming some sort of obstacle or roadblock that is kind of bringing up where you're wanting to be and how you're wanting to get there, especially any financial goals that you may have. From the 22nd of July onwards, when the sun moves into your Leo third house, again, will really emphasize this creative energy for you to do with your speaking, to do with sharing your writing with the world, maybe sharing your projects with the world, or even calling in some local travel will be really emphasized for you. Mercury will be moving into your Virgo 4th house from the 26th of July onwards. So this is a wonderful time to clean house. If you need to get yourself organized or just really revisit anything to do with your home and family life, might be coming up around this time. If you needed to get clear on any details to do with maybe purchasing a home, this might come up around this time too. Mercury will station retrograde in your 4th house and move back into your 3rd house. So any themes that are coming up towards the end of the month will likely be revisited around September. We will cover that Mercury retrograde next month as well. And then on the 27th of July, Chiron will be stationing retrograde in your 11th house of your hopes, dreams, and wishes, which has been a big emphasis for you over this past few months because of the North Node in your Aries 11th house. So there could be some focusing on healing to do with your friendships, your relationships, your hopes, dreams, and wishes. They might have changed from when they were at the beginning of the year or even like into last year. There's a lot of healing that you've done around this. So this is maybe showing you how far you've come or how far you need to go or what you need to do in order to get where you want to be. So let's have a look at what the cards have in store for you, Gemini rising. Set intentions, plant the seeds and watch them grow. This is especially, I also forgot to mention about Mars moving into your first house on the 21st of July. So I feel like this is to do with that. I feel like the intentions that you're setting, especially with Jupiter in your first house, this is a really magical time for you. It's going to be forming a really nice energy towards a lot of personal planets in your chart. I really, really like this energy for you with Mars moving into your first house. So this could be to do with setting those intentions, with that restructuring happening around your public reputation and career, and all this energy happening around healing your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Set the intentions of where you want to go, where you want to grow throughout this month ahead, Gemini rising. So all up for you, Gemini. This will be a big focus on not only your finances, how you communicate and express yourself. There will be a focus on yourself and your physical being in general. And there will also be a focus on healing any hopes, dreams, and wishes that maybe no longer feel aligned to you anymore, or you want to call in or heal so you can move into that new phase of your life, or call more energy into that area of your life going forward. So for Cancer and Cancer rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your first, second, and 12th houses. These houses are going to be emphasized for you this month, especially from the 2nd of July onwards, when you have Neptune stationing retrograde in your 9th house, along with Saturn, who is recently stationed direct there. There's going to be some restructuring or changing, or just something is shifting and moving and becoming more obvious, to do with maybe some travel that you're wanting to make, maybe to do with some changes in your life, maybe some higher study, or even some, if you've got any legal battles that might be happening, something is coming up that is finally like, oh, I didn't see this before, now I'm clear. It's also going to form a trine to your ascendant at some point, if not already. So this is also just something to be conscious of, as this energy will be feeling quite personal. The new moon in Cancer will be happening in your first house on the 6th of July. So this energy is all about planting the seeds of intuition around where you want to be going, who you want to become in this new phase of your life that you're stepping into. There's some very positive energy happening around this time for you to do with yourself. This new moon might feel quite personal in some way, shape, or form. So be conscious of the energy that you're putting out into the world, and be conscious of where you're putting your energy into around the time of this new moon. Where do you want to set the seeds of intention to really grow into this person you're wanting to be? This will be emphasized to you around the time of this new moon. On the 3rd and on the 12th of July, Mercury will be moving into your Leo second house, along with Venus on the 12th of July moving into your Leo second house. So there's a nice emphasis on your finances this month. Maybe feeling inspired to call in new financial opportunities. With Venus in your second house is a really positive energy for you, and really harmonious to do with maybe bringing in new finances, or really sort of putting out there your values around your finances, or switching up maybe some old outdated values, or just really healing this area of your life and feeling really open to new possibilities or new relationships that maybe help you grow your finances in some way. Full moon will be happening in your Capricorn 7th house. So there could be some culmination or something coming to fruition to do with your relationships, to do with your client working one-on-one, to do with any marriage, if you're married, to do with your marriage. There's something that's coming to a culmination here that maybe has been challenging before, but maybe coming to a head, coming to fruition now that you're ready to finally put an end to and move on from. Mars will also be moving into your Gemini 12th house, where Jupiter currently is. So there could be something that's needing to come to an end, come to a close, especially to do with maybe career opportunities, or career that feels no longer aligned with you. Something is coming to a close here that has maybe been, it's kind of been coming to a close for a while, but now it's finally time to put that to an end. On the 22nd of July, the sun will move into your second house and will really emphasize this Leo energy for you. Really emphasize these financial sort of gains that you want to make, really emphasize your values that you're wanting to change, or maybe just really emphasizing your values and how this is aligned to your career, and is this the career and pathway for you. Chiron will station retrograde in your 10th house from the 27th of July. So there's some wounds that needed to be healed around your career and public reputation that maybe you have been working on, or if you haven't been working on, this will be a time when those will be highlighted for you. So let's have a look at what the Oracle card has in store for you, Cancer rising. What energies or messages might be coming up for you this month? Action. Awaken the warrior woman within. I really like this energy for you, Cancer rising. Being such a cardinal energy as your ascendant, you're not a stranger to taking action. You're not a stranger to making the first move. You're not a stranger to putting yourself out there. This is that action that you're needing to take. I think with Mars transiting your 12th house, this is finally wrapping up some things that you've needed to work on throughout this cycle. And then with Mars then moving into your first house later in the year, I think that will be a real emphasis on really taking the action. But this is kind of like that start of the action that you're needing to take. So all up for you, Cancer rising, this will be an emphasis on yourself, your finances, your value system, your career, and some hidden things that might be coming to the surface that need to come to a close. So for Leo and Leo rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your 12th, 1st and 11th houses. There will be an emphasis on subconscious or hidden realms or things coming to an end. Maybe some areas in your life that you're maybe keeping private will finally be ready for you to either move on from or to really be clear in the attention that you're wanting to set around them. On the 2nd of July, Neptune will station retrograde in your Pisces 8th house, where Saturn has recently stationed retrograde. So there's this lifting or this sort of like easing of pressure when it comes to your finances and how you're making your money. So there could be some things that might have been hidden to you if you've been waiting for news on a loan or something to do with a loan or some sort of energy around other people's money that it's been really unclear. This might become clearer from the 2nd of July when Neptune does station retrograde. The Cancer new moon will be happening in your 12th house. So again, there's this hidden subconscious energy that maybe you're already leaning into your intuition or dream space, or just really leaning into your spirituality around this time and wanting to grow or set intention around strengthening this area in your life. This could be a theme for you for this Cancer new moon. Then from the 3rd and also on the 12th, Mercury will move into your Leo first house, and then Venus will move into your Leo first house. This is a wonderful magnetic energy for feeling really seen and really inspired and really creative on things and areas to do with your life that really light you up on a personal level. It's likely going to be to do with your finances because Mercury does rule your 2nd house, and also to do with how you communicate and express yourself along with your career, because Venus rules both these areas in your chart. So there could be some, projects that you want to really put out there that you're feeling really inspired and creative to put your time and energy into that will really impact you on a really personal and really big way. The full moon in Capricorn will be happening in your 6th house. So there's something to do with your work life, your co-workers, or your health that's coming to fruition that's been maybe on the back burner or sort of bubbling under the surface for a while, that you're finally ready to like look at, move on from, change, shift. It's done. It's finally coming to a head. It's finally coming to fruition in some way. So something's coming up around this time for you, around the Capricorn full moon, that is very much an ending full moon. It's a very much a moving on full moon. It's very much a this is where I'm headed and this is where I need to go full moon. Mars will be moving into your 11th house of friendships, your connection to community, your hopes, dreams, and wishes. So you could be feeling inspired to really connect with people that will light you up and inspire you and invigorate you in some way that you're feeling really connected with, that you're able to network a lot better, and that you're able to maybe feeling really inspired just to put yourself out there a little bit. And then on the 22nd, the sun will move into your 1st house of self. So you're likely feeling like all eyes are on you. You're feeling invigorated again, really magnetic and really inspired during this month of July. This is a really inspirational month for you, Leo rising, to really get out there, put yourself out there and call in opportunities that feel really aligned with you in this phase of your life that you're moving into. Then on the 26th of July, Mercury will move into your Virgo 2nd house. So this could be a really nice time to clean up any financial matters that have been bugging you, or that could have been sitting on the back burner, getting this area in life really cleaned up, sorted, and organized, because Mercury will be stationing retrograde here and moving back into your 1st house over the next couple of months, which we'll cover in next month's video. But that could be something just to pay attention to what's coming up at the end of the month, along with Chiron stationing retrograde in your 9th house of travel, spirituality, higher study, and law. So there could be something that's coming up here to do with some healing. Maybe there's been some new opportunities to travel or change or shift in some way. Maybe you have been studying or taking on some broader perspectives in life. This is also to do with foreign cultures. So maybe you'll be calling in new foreign cultures into your life that has expanded your mindset and helped you really heal on some level. But there's something that's either needing to be looked at that you've healed from, or that still needs to be healed this month to do with this area in your life. So let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you, Leo and Leo rising. I'm going to go with this one. It fell down. Peace, harmony, and contentment. So finding that peace is going to, again, be very much a focus on you, but finding that inner peace, finding that inner healing. The Chiron retrograde is probably going to station retrograde and trine your ascendant in some way, shape, or form, either by actual degree or just by house. So it will be feeling like quite a personal retrograde station. So just to be conscious of this, but it is for the good. And it is potentially to help you find that peace within your life and help you find that healing that you might need to do. So all up for you, Leo rising. This will be a month focused on maybe some endings, some changes, some shifts to do with your spirituality, your home, personal life, or to do with your sense of self. There's going to be a big focus on your sense of self this month, along with your finances and your hopes, dreams, and wishes in connection to community. So for Virgo and Virgo rising, this month of July will be focused within your 11th, 10th, and 12th houses. There's going to be a big emphasis on your 11th house with a lot of this energy happening here for you. But at the start of the month, there's going to be a big focus on your 7th house with Neptune stationing retrograde here with Saturn, who's only recently stationed retrograde. So there's a lot of revisiting or restructuring when it comes to your relationships, your client work, your one-to-one connections in some way. Maybe you've been unclear with the type of clients that you're wanting to call in, or maybe you've been unclear with where you stand within your relationships or your marriage in some way. If you're married, this could be something to be of focus for you with Neptune stationing retrograde. The Cancer new moon will be happening in your 11th house of hopes, dreams, and wishes. So if you've got any new dreams or hopes or wishes that you're working towards, that you're wanting to call in, this is a wonderful new moon to do so. This is going to help you align with the work or the people that you're really wanting to call in and bring into your life in some way. On the 3rd of July, the Mercury will move into your Leo 12th house, and then on the 12th of July, Venus will move into your Leo 12th house. So there's maybe some endings or some really intense communication that you're needing to have this month to do with maybe letting go of relationships or people or situations that feel no longer aligned, or you could be called to keep certain relationships or communications quite private or to yourself, or retreat in some way. Then on the 21st of July, the full moon will be happening in your Capricorn 5th house. So there could be some combination or endings, or something's coming to fruition to do with your hobbies, what inspires you, lights you up, maybe relationships, something's coming to fruition here, or even to do with your children. If you've been really connected with children in your life, or if you have children in your life, there could be something that's coming to fruition here that has been, you've been working on these last few months. Then on the 21st as well, Mars will be moving into your Gemini 10th house. So you already have Jupiter recently moved into your Gemini 10th house. So with Mars moving into your 10th house, you're maybe feeling really inspired to take action to do with your career, to take action to do with your public reputation, or really put yourself out there in some way. You may be really feeling ready to just like get out there, get going, and really calling in opportunities that help you feel expansive and seen and really grow your networking or opportunities in some way. Then on the 22nd of July, the sun will move into your 12th house. So there's going to be another big focus on this healing energy behind the scenes, this hidden energy, this retreating energy, this ending energy for you. On the 26th of July, Mercury will move into your Virgo 1st house. So you're probably feeling more able to communicate yourself in a way that feels more aligned with who you are, more clear with who you are, and just really being observant to the types of energy that you're bringing into your life or calling into your life, or how you're communicating about yourself in some way. Really cleaning up any sort of thing to do with how you're expressing yourself. And on the 27th of July, Chiron will station retrograde in your Aries 8th house. So your financial access has been really lit up for you these last few months, Virgo rising, with the North and South node here. So there's going to be some healing to do with other people's money, to do with how your relationship with other people's money, your relationship with money, and how you make your money, along with any debts or inheritances, and just intimacy in general. So this could be an emphasis to do with any healing that you've been doing in this area of your life. There could be an emphasis on the healing you've done or the healing that you need to do over these next few months. Something is coming up at this time to do with seeing how far you've come and maybe how far you've got to go, or how far you really have come in all that heavy lifting that you've been doing. So let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you, Virgo rising. Patience, which as someone that's ruled by Mercury, is not always the easiest thing, Virgo rising. So patience, long road ahead, reward awaits. I think this has a lot to do with those 12th house transits, along with that Chiron stationing retrograde in your 8th house. This is calling you, and a lot of retrograde energy as well, is calling everyone to slow down and be patient. But it's not always easy and it's not always fun. So for you, Virgo rising, there is some energy around patience, long road ahead, but reward does await you at the end of that long road. So all up for you, Virgo rising. This is a month of self-focus, a focus on ending, some retreating away, some closing off, or some deep intuitive introspection, along with your hopes, dreams, and wishes in community, and also some changes and challenges or expansion to do with your career. Libra and Libra rising. This energy of July will be happening throughout your 10th, 11th, and 12th houses, with an emphasis on your 6th house at the beginning of the month, with Neptune stationing retrograde in your Pisces 6th house, emphasizing maybe some dissolving of illusion or something that's been unclear to do with your work, your health, your daily routines, or just your work environment in general, or maybe something to do with your co-workers. Then on the 3rd of July, Mercury will move into your Leo 11th house, which is a fantastic transit to share, get creative, and connect with those in your community that really help you feel seen, heard, and understood for the ideas and inspiration and projects that you want to put out in the world. Then on the 6th of July, the new moon will be happening in your Cancer 10th house. This is a wonderful new moon to manifest any new opportunities you want to call in to do with your work, public reputation, or just some new projects or things you want to be recognized within the world. So this is a wonderful new moon to start manifesting that, to plant the seeds of intuition, to call that energy into your life. Then on the 12th of July, Venus will be moving into your 11th house. I love this energy for friendships, for romantic partnerships within the friend group. If you are looking to call in a significant other or sort of connect with your friendships on a deeper level, I love this transit of Venus through your 11th house. You might find that you're able to connect with clients or call clients and that are connected within your community. Wonderful energy for networking, wonderful energy for calling in new streams of income through your networks, because Venus does rule your 8th house and your 1st house. It is your chart ruler, of course, overall. So Venus ruling your 1st and 8th houses, with Venus moving into your 11th house, is a fantastic transit to deepen those connections with friendships and really connect with people on a one-to-one level, or just broaden your perspectives and broaden your horizons when it comes to do with your friendship groups. Then on the 21st of July, Mars will be moving into your Gemini 9th house. This might cause a little bit of challenge or some sort of separating to do with travel or moving overseas, or something to do with overseas or connecting with people from a foreign culture. You might be more driven to create travel plans. You do have Jupiter in your 9th house right now, so maybe you're feeling really expansive. Maybe you're wanting to take on broader study or broaden your horizons when it comes to your education, or where you're living, or where you're located, or where you want to travel to potentially, or just connecting with people from foreign cultures. This could be something that's really driving you to take action, or you're feeling really passionate and lit up about in some way. This could also do to maybe connecting with one-to-one clients through overseas international connections. So this could be something to do that might be coming up around the time of the full moon, which will also be happening on the 21st in your Capricorn 4th house. So this is lighting up your career and home axis. So there's something coming up here to do with creating balance. You're needing to sort of allow yourself to have a work-life balance. You need to sort of create and carve out this time in your life. It's maybe emphasizing some struggle to do with maybe your health when it comes to do with your work and your home life. Maybe you're not filling up your cup before you're filling up others. This is a full moon where you really need to acknowledge what has come to fruition, what is now ready to be let go of, what is now coming up for you that's a culmination of the energy that you've been working really hard over the last few months to manifest in your life. So something's coming up here to do with work and home and family life for you, Libra rising. Then on the 22nd, the sun will also move into your Leo 11th house, really emphasizing this need for connection within your community, this need for networking. You're feeling really driven to maybe relook at your hopes, dreams, and wishes, and where is not working, where needs a little bit more attention and creativity, and just tapping into that inner child within you that maybe is like holding back when it comes to your dreams, hopes, and wishes. So where can you get creative, feel inspired again, and connect with those that help you feel seen, heard, and understood? Then on the 26th of July, Mercury will be moving into your Virgo 12th house. So whatever is coming up around the time that Mercury does move into your 12th house, this will likely be revisited when Mercury stations retrograde, and we'll cover that in next month's video. But there could be some energy of some wrapping up, some closing off, some finishing up, some cleaning house of things that you've maybe put on the back burner, or you maybe need to take some time aside to really step back and look at what's happening behind the scenes. What needs to be reorganized, what needs to be sorted out, what needs some more attention to detail in your life that needs to maybe come to an end or needs to start happening behind the scenes. You need to pay some attention to behind the scenes without it being to the forefront and put out there just yet. Maybe you need to take some time aside to just really withdraw a little bit and really focus on what needs to be tended to behind the scenes, because this will be a big focus for you during this Mercury retrograde cycle that is upcoming next month. So then on the 27th, Chiron will station retrograde in your Aries 7th house. So there could be some old wounds or old relationship triggers that might come to the forefront that still need to be healed, because Chiron is currently in your Aries 7th house. Your relationships, and if you're married, your marriage is likely going through a bit of a change, a transformation of sorts, with the North Node and the eclipses happening here for you. So you're really feeling this station retrograde of Chiron, the wounded healer asteroid, personally, because it is likely conjunct your ascendant and descendant right now, or opposite your ascendant and conjunct your descendant. It's on this axis for you, so it's a very personal axis. So these eclipses and these changes and shifts throughout this past few months have been really prominent for you, and you're likely feeling them on a really deep level. So there could be some challenging energy that come up around the 27th, or you could also look back and see how far you've come for the last few months overall. How far have you come in your healing since these eclipses have really triggered that for you, and how far you may still need to go. So let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you, Libra and Libra rising. Heart. I love that. Heart and emotions and intuition. This is really a beautiful card for you, Libra rising, because the heart rules your 11th house. Well, it doesn't rule it, but Leo rules the heart functions. The Leo energy is to do with the heart. It is very much a heart-centered sign. So a lot of Leo energy happening in your 11th house of friendships this month for you, Libra rising. So a big focus on your emotions and intuition when it comes to your networking circles, those around you, just basically just a lot of emphasis on yourself and this energy, especially Venus being your chart ruler. You'll really feel this energy, especially with the sun as well, emphasizing your 11th house of friendships. So really tune into your heart and emotions that might be coming up for you, and really listen to that. So all out for you, Libra rising, this month is going to be a focus on your career and work-life balance. There's something that's coming up for a trigger that potentially for you to do this area in your life, and maybe some dissolving of illusions that you might have had to work towards your career or around your career, your networking, your social circles, your friendships, and sometimes needing to withdraw or retreat behind the scenes a little bit, as well as an emphasis on maybe higher study or travel or connecting with those from a foreign culture. And some triggers coming up to do with your relationships, one-to-one clients, and your partnerships within your life, Libra rising. So for Scorpio and Scorpio rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your 9th, 10th, and 8th houses. At the beginning of the month, there's going to be a focus on your 5th house, with Neptune stationing retrograde, joining Saturn, who has recently stationed retrograde in your Pisces 5th house. So there has been maybe some challenge or restriction or delay, or just some heavy energy around your fifth house of creativity, children, and what brings you joy these last few months. But this energy is feeling like it's going to be maybe lifted a little bit. Things are maybe a little bit clearer, or some insights that you've maybe been waiting on or trying to figure out are now coming to the surface, and you're maybe having more clarity around them. Then on the 3rd of July, Mercury will be moving into your Leo 10th house. So communicating and expressing yourself in a way that feels really aligned with you, that feels really inspiring, will be really impactful for you from the 3rd of July onwards. Putting yourself out there will be a lot easier, I would say, from the 3rd of July onwards. On the 6th of July, there will be the new moon in Cancer happening in your 9th house. This is a wonderful energy if you're wanting to call in opportunities to travel, to connect with people from overseas, to maybe expand your mind and horizons and mindset in some way. This is a wonderful new moon to set those intentions. Then on the 12th of July, Venus will be moving into your Leo 10th house, which I really love this energy for you, for new work opportunities, for new work, people being more inspired by your work, people being able to give you that adoration that you desire to do with your work or your public reputation in some way. Maybe to do with one-on-one clients, maybe having more opportunity to call these in, and there's more energy around, some positive energy around calling in new clients that really help and assist you in elevating your work in some way, shape, or form. Then on the 21st of July, Mars will move into your Gemini 8th house. So Mars will be joining Jupiter here. So there will be maybe some challenge or restriction, but also some expansive positive energy for you to really put yourself out there and really call in maybe new streams of income, or cut out old streams of income that feel no longer aligned with you. Maybe you're clearing out some debt that you're like being finally waiting on to clear that off, pay that off, cut that out away from you. So there's something here that's feeling really inspirational for you to really put energy into from this month onwards. The full moon will be happening in your Capricorn 3rd house, also on the 21st of July. So this energy will be culminating maybe some communication or study that you've been doing in some way. Maybe it's finally coming to an end, finally coming to fruition. You're like, yes, I can close and tick that off. I've been working hard on that. So you can finally maybe breathe a sigh of relief. Maybe around the time of the Capricorn full moon, it's feeling like you've finally got to where you've been working so hard to get to. Then on the 22nd of July, the sun will be moving into your 10th house of Leo. So again, really emphasizing this career, public reputation energy for you this month ahead. And then on the 26th of July, Mercury will be moving into your Virgo 11th house, cleaning out any old, outdated friendships or connections that are no longer working or no longer helping you in some way, shape, or form, or no longer inspiring you or helping you feel connected, seen, and heard. And reciprocating that energy for you will be maybe an important thing to look at, especially with the Mercury retrograde starting in your 11th house and moving into your 10th house next month. So there's going to be some emphasis, but whatever's coming up now will likely be revisited around that time. Then on the 27th of July, Chiron will be stationing retrograde in your Aries 6th house. So there'll be an emphasis on maybe some physical health healing, how far you've come, or just some physical health or mental health challenges that you still maybe need to heal, or to do with your co-workers and workspace or daily routines that maybe need some revisiting or healing in some way. So let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you. Oh, that one came right out. Scorpio rising. So create, nurture your creative energy. I really love this because having a Pisces 5th house, you're naturally someone who is attuned to your intuitive creative energy. With Saturn and Neptune here, especially with Saturn, maybe you've been feeling really stifled or challenged in that way. So maybe with both of these planets now retrograde, you're likely feeling this veil lifted and this energy lifted where you can really tune in to your creative energy. So for you, Scorpio rising, this month will be a month focused on your 9th house, your travel, connection to travel, foreign, overseas culture, your connection with your career and putting yourself out there in some way, cleaning up your social networks in some way, shape, or form, and maybe some veil lifting on your creativity so you can really tune into that and call that in, and also some changes or challenges or some inspiration to do with your finances and how you make your money. So for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your 7th, 8th, and 9th houses. At the beginning of the month, there will be a focus on your 4th house of home and family, with Neptune stationing retrograde joining Saturn, who recently stationed retrograde in your 4th house. So if there have been any challenges or unsure energy, or just maybe some energy of illusion around your home and family life over these past few months, this likely energy might feel a little bit lifted or a little bit lighter around the 2nd of July. Then on the 3rd of July, Mercury will be moving into your Leo 9th house, maybe calling in some new travel or expressing yourself in a way that you're able to maybe call in some new higher study, or even just connecting with people from a foreign culture will be feeling really invigorating and inspiring for you. On the 6th of July, the new moon in Cancer will be happening in your 8th house of other people's money, finances, shared resources, debt, or inheritances. So maybe if you're wanting to make a goal of maybe expanding your finances or calling in new financial streams of income or clearing out any debt that you may have accumulated that you're ready to finally move on from and let go of, this could be a really nice new moon to set those intentions. Then on the 21st of July, Mars will be moving into your Gemini 7th house. So this energy will be joining Jupiter. So it could be either a separation of relationships or client work that feels no longer in alignment to you, or the pathway that you're forming for yourself, or it could be just really you're feeling really inspired to call new and exciting and different relationships in that help you feel really inspired and invigorated going forth. Then on the 21st of July, you will also have the Capricorn full moon happening in your 2nd house of finances and values. So there could be a emphasis on your value system, on your finances. Something's coming to fruition here that you're finally closing out, something that you've been working really hard on calling in or getting serious about, really setting yourself financially up for success. This is coming to fruition here on the 21st of July with this new moon in Capricorn. On the 22nd of July, the sun will move into your Leo 9th house. So again, another emphasis on overseas travel, on foreign cultures, on study that you might be calling in, or any new relationships from foreign cultures that you might be calling in. There's some sort of creative emphasis here for you, some collaborative energy here for you. Sagittarius rising will also form a trine to your ascendant in some way. So this could be feeling really invigorating and inspiring for you on a very personal level. On the 26th of July, Mercury will move into your Virgo 10th house. So cleaning up to do with your career, really getting clear on all the details. If you've got any new offerings that you've been working on, really getting clear on those details. This is a wonderful energy to rework it, especially with Mercury stationing retrograde in your 10th house and moving into your 9th house from next month onwards. This is a nice energy for revisiting your career or your work in general, and what's working, what's not, and what could do with being cleared up or clearing house in some way, and ready to put forth some new energy for you going forward. We will talk about that more next month. Then on the 27th of July, Chiron will station retrograde in your Aries 5th house. So there maybe is some healing or creative energy that you've been working on, calling in for these last few months ahead. It's likely going to show you how far you've come in this healing journey, how far you've come in healing your relationships, especially romantic, how far you've come in healing your connection with children, or your children if you have any children. So and also healing your connection to hobbies and what brings you joy. So something is coming up for healing and revisiting at the end of the month. So let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you, Sagittarius rising, for this month ahead. Oh, I love this. Love was literally the card. So beautiful. Love, allow it to pour in and out of you. Absolutely beautiful energy, especially with this Chiron stationing retrograde at the end of the month. Allowing yourself to be loved and letting people in to love you and care for you, I think will be really important. So all up for you, Sagittarius rising this month will be a focus on to do with other people's money, income, debt, inheritances, some challenges or changes to do with your relationships or client work. A really nice energy to focus on and recalibrate your career, your public reputation, and calling in new clients that might work for you on a more personal level and aligned with the work that you're wanting to do, and some culmination of some sort to do with your finances or financial goals. For Capricorn and Capricorn rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your 7th, 8th, and 9th houses. At the beginning of the month, there will be a focus on your 3rd house of local travel, your community, and how you communicate and express yourself, with Neptune stationing retrograde, joining Saturn, who was recently stationed retrograde, lifting this maybe veil of confusion or really heavy energy around your local community, around your local travel, around how you express or communicate yourself. So if this has been challenging for you, there's likely going to be some lifting and some new insights or information that you were not privy to before, there's value coming to fruition for you from the 2nd of July onwards. On the 3rd of July, Mercury will be moving into your Leo 8th house. So calling in and communicating and expressing yourself in a way that feels really deeply intimate or passionate for you in some way, or calling in new streams of income or new clientele in some way will be really important, maybe emphasized around the 3rd of the month onwards. Then on the 6th of July, the Cancer new moon will be happening in your 7th house of relationships, one-to-one client work. So calling in clients that feel really aligned with you and really inspiring for you in some way, shape, or form will be a really good time to do this around this Cancer new moon. So calling in new relationships or a new phase of a relationship, but especially new clients or one-on-one working will be really emphasized around the 6th of July. And then on the 12th of July, Venus will move into your Leo 8th house. I love this energy for debt, taxes, inheritances, or new streams of income in some sort. It is really a nice, positive, harmonious transit for you, Capricorn rising. This is joining Mercury, so maybe calling in new relationships or clients that feel really inspiring and help you reach those financial goals will be really emphasized around this time. Then on the 21st of July, Mars will move into your Gemini 6th house, joining Jupiter. So you could be feeling really inspired to maybe take on a new workout routine or clean up your health in some way, shape, or form, or even to do with your co-workers and work and daily routines in general. Maybe you're feeling inspired to set up a new daily routine or to call in a new work sort of environment in some way, or just deepening those relationships with your colleagues at work. Maybe you're feeling inspired to learn something new around the 21st of July onwards. Then on the 21st, we also have the full moon happening in your Capricorn first house. So it's likely this ending or culmination is possibly going to feel quite personal. So whatever is coming up for you right now that is coming to a close, that is coming to fruition, that you've personally likely worked really hard on, will be of emphasis for you around the time of this full moon. Then on the 22nd of July, the sun will move into your Leo 8th house. So emphasizing that, you know, other people's income, shared resources, their debt or inheritance. Maybe you're working really hard on clearing out some sort of financial area in your life, cleaning it up, clearing it out in some way. This will likely emphasize that for you around the end of the month. Maybe you have some assistance in some way. Then on the 26th of July, Mercury will move into your Virgo 9th house. So there will be an emphasis on maybe some higher study, overseas travel, or a local sort of connecting with foreign people from a foreign culture or something to do with that. That will be emphasized again because Mercury will station retrograde in your 9th house and move back into your 8th house. So something here that's coming up will be revisited over the next couple of months, which we will focus on in next month's video. Then finally, on the 27th of July, Chiron will station retrograde in your Aries 4th house. So this energy will likely be bringing up any family wounds or healing that you've done around your family life. Maybe this has been a big focus for you these last few months, really healing those wounds that have been really emphasized with the eclipses happening here. So this is likely going to show you how far you've come, how far you maybe still need to go in terms of your healing, both emotionally and physically, but something will be coming up for you around the end of the month to do with your home and family life. Let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you, Capricorn rising. Don't stop. A miracle is around the corner. I really love this energy. I think this is really potent, especially for that Mars moving into your 6th house of Gemini with Jupiter. It's kind of like that don't stop. They kind of just like not maybe knowing where to begin. There's so many things that you're like wanting to work on, and also to do with that Chiron retrograde. Don't stop that healing. Don't stop. A breakthrough is around and a miracle is around the corner. So all up for you, Capricorn rising. This will be a focus on your relationships, your one-to-one clients, your connection with money, your financial resources, debt, inheritance, or taxes, and maybe even some overseas travel, and also to do with your co-workers, working environment, and health in general. So for Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your 5th, 6th, and 7th houses. At the beginning of the month, there will be a big focus on your second house of finances and value system, because Neptune will be stationing retrograde and joining Saturn, who recently stationed retrograde last month, in your Pisces second house. So there is an emphasis on this veil being lifted around maybe your financial position or financial state, or your values in connection to with how you make your money. Maybe you've been feeling unsure, or the direction that you've been maybe wanting to head in is not clear. You may be feeling some challenges or restriction. This is likely going to feel a lot lifted towards the 2nd of July onwards, with both planets now retrograde in your second house. Then on the 3rd of July, Mercury will be moving into your Leo 7th house. So calling in and communicating with one-on-one clients, or calling in your clients that feel really aligned with you, or even if you're married, connecting with your partner in a way that maybe feels more exciting, fun, and playful, will be really emphasized around the 3rd of July. Then on the 6th of July, the Cancer new moon will be happening in your 6th house. So there'll be an emphasis on work and daily routines and health. So maybe if those have been a topic of emphasis for you, or somewhere that you're wanting to really sort of plant the seeds of intuition and really grow or call in new opportunities or manifest new things to do with this area in your life, this new moon will be really potent for you to do so. So leaning into this energy and tuning into what you want to call in this area of your life will be really key for this new moon in Cancer. Then on the 21st of July, you will have Mars moving into your Gemini 5th house, joining Jupiter. I do like this energy. This is a really inspired and invigorating energy to do with your creativity, calling in your opportunities to really help you grow and expand in this area of your life. Really maybe feeling really inspired to connect with your children or children in your life to help you tune into your creativity even more. But this is a really lovely energy for this. Then on the 21st, the Capricorn full moon will be happening in your 12th house of subconscious endings and spirituality. So there could be some endings or something's coming to final fruition around the time of this full moon. So something's feeling really impactful and finally coming to an end, finally coming to the surface, that you're ready to finally close that chapter and now move into this next new phase of your life. I feel like this will be really emphasized, especially with Pluto finally retrograding back into your 12th house for the last time. I feel like this full moon will be like kind of like the prequel to that energy, really emphasizing what needs to finally be let go for you. And on the 22nd of July, the sun will be moving into your Leo 7th house. So again, really inspiring and invigorating and highlighting and igniting maybe that more playful connection that you might have with others, especially with one-on-one clients, or especially with your partner in general. You might be feeling really inspired or creative to really call in new opportunities that allow yourself to shine in some way. Then on the 26th of July, Mercury will be moving into your Virgo 8th house. So cleaning up your finances, cleaning up your debt, inheritance, or taxes. That might be an emphasis around this time for you. Pay attention to what comes up, because Mercury will be stationing retrograde in your 8th house and moving into your 7th house at the end of, around next month. So we'll touch on that in the next month's video. So just be cautious and conscious about what is coming up for you around this time. Then on the 27th of July, Chiron will be stationing retrograde in your Aries 3rd house. So we'll be highlighting any healing that you've maybe done about how you communicate and express yourself, maybe your local community, maybe some study that you've been doing. Something is coming up here that to show you how far you've come and how far you've come in your healing journey around this time at the end of the month. So let's have a look at what the oracle cards have in store for you, Aquarius rising. Guidance. You are divinely guided. That one did not want to go back in. So guidance, you are divinely guided. So knowing that you're divinely guided on this journey, anything that's coming up for an ending or to move on from, this is guiding you in the right direction. So all up for you this month, Aquarius rising, is going to be a focus on your 6th house of work, your daily routines, your health, your healing, your connection with your one-on-one clients, or if you're married, your connection with your partner or romantic partnerships in your life. Emphasis on your creativity and your romantic partnerships, and then an emphasis on your finances, where you're at in your financial journey, and how you want to clean that up in some way. And there might be some endings to do with certain aspects in your life that are coming up to an end at the time of the full moon in Capricorn. So for Pisces and Pisces rising, this energy of July will be happening throughout your 4th, 5th, and 6th houses. There will be a big focus on your sense of self at the beginning of the month with Neptune stationing retrograde on the 2nd of July. If you have been feeling stuck, stagnant, and just so confused about who you are, where you're going, and what you wanted to do, this will likely feel a lot lightened around this time, especially with Saturn recently stationing retrograde. This energy will feel a lot less heavy and more internal, not so physically restricting or demanding for you. Then on the 3rd of July, Mercury will be moving into your Leo 6th house. So there will be some positive energy when it comes to communicating or expressing yourself when it comes to your work, your daily routines, and your co-workers. You're likely feeling more fun, creative, and inspired to take action on things that you maybe feel a little bit more unsure of before. Then on the 6th of July, the new moon will be happening in your Cancer 5th house. This is a wonderful opportunity if you're wanting to call in more deepening of connection with your children, if you have any children, or calling in new romantic partnerships or new hobbies that really light you up and help you feel really nurtured and taken care of. So if you're wanting to call that in, this is a wonderful new moon to do so. Then on the 12th of July, Venus will be moving into your Leo 6th house. I love this energy for calling in your positive opportunities for work or work relationships. If you're wanting to maybe get out there and maybe find a relationship in some way, this could be a positive energy for maybe connecting with someone through work. Then on the 21st, Mars will be moving into your Gemini 4th house. So there could be some challenges or separating or changes to do with your home and family life. This will be quite positive though, because Jupiter will still be in your 4th house. It's recently just moved in there. So you could be feeling inspired or invigorated to make changes or to talk about or express changes that you want to make within your home and family life to maybe help you feel more inspired or creative in some way. Then on the 21st as well, there will be a full moon happening in your Capricorn 11th house. So if you've had any friendships or connections or connection with community or hopes, dreams, and wishes that you've maybe feeling like they've finally come to fruition or come to sort of an end of a cycle, this will likely be visible or come to fruition around the time of this full moon. Then on the 22nd of July, the sun will move into your Leo 6th house. So again, this real emphasis on your work life, this work relationships within your work, your daily routines, your health. This has been really invigorated and emphasized this month, maybe feeling really creatively inspired this month to really put yourself out there or to change up or switch up your daily routine in some way that will impact your health on a positive way. Then on the 26th of July, Mercury will move into your Virgo 7th house. So cleaning up your relationships, cleaning up your contractual agreements, cleaning up your clientele if it's not feeling a bit stagnant or outdated, or cleaning up parts of your relationship if you're wanting to maybe get really clear on things that you feel really passionate about or that help you feel really understood or listened to or heard. This could be a time of really expressing that with your partner. Mercury will station retrograde in your 7th house and move back into your 6th house next month and into September. So this is just to be conscious of whatever's coming up around this time will likely be revisited. Then on the 27th of July, Chiron will station retrograde in your Aries 2nd house. So your 2nd and 8th houses have been of big focus for you these last few months with the nodes here. So any new changes or new opportunities to call in new financial streams of income or healing your value system around finances could be of emphasis for you this month with Chiron stationing retrograde and really emphasizing this for you, how far you've come on your journey or how far you might still need to go. So let's have a look at what this oracle cards have in store for you, Pisces and Pisces rising. Caution, keep your guard up. I think that's important with Neptune stationing retrograde in your 1st house. You might be feeling like you're like kind of energetically naked in some way because this sort of veil has been lifted and you're maybe feeling like people can really see you and really feel you. So just being conscious of this. Pluto is retrograde in your 12th house. So this is your energetic spiritual house. So just keeping your guard up, keeping yourself a little bit guarded when it comes to maybe letting people in on these changes that you're making, maybe keeping some things secret or private until they've fully come to fruition. So all up, astrologically, this month ahead will be a big emphasis on yourself, on your physical self, on this lifting of restriction, or maybe these changes or shifts that you're needing to make, and maybe understanding these changes you need to make, an emphasis on healing your connection with your finances and your value system around your finances, how you make your money, an emphasis around your home and family life, maybe some changes or challenges that need to happen or pop up for you around this time, a change and shift in your family home life, and maybe a emphasis on your connection with what makes you happy, your hobbies, and what lights you up, your connection with your family, your children, your work and daily routines and health. Something is coming up here that's going to help you feel more creatively inspired. And then something might be coming to a close, or a friendship might be coming to an end with the full moon in Capricorn, but it is important and needed for this shifting into this new phase and new journey of your life ahead. Pisces rising.